Hello and welcome to Travel Beans. I'm Emma, behind the camera is Alex, and today we are having our first night in our American camper van.
After buying our first ever holiday home in the US in the form of an old vintage camper van, we've been excited to have our first experience of staying in it. Now, after 3 weeks of waiting for it to come out of the mechanics, we finally got the call we were waiting for.
Oh, amazing! Well, I'm glad that experience is over, and hopefully we won't have to deal with a mechanic anytime soon. Everything crossed. They're bringing Frank around now. I can see him.
We had a couple of jobs that we wanted them to do. One was to fix the wheel alignment, which they did sort. The second thing was, the most important to us, was fixing the AC in the cab. But a couple of days ago, we got this call.
Hey, then we got a big problem with the AC.
Oh no! So basically the gist of it is that there must have been a leak or something at some point, and instead of getting it fixed properly, whoever owned it at the time just shoved a bunch of stuff down all of the tubes, ruining everything.
That's going to cost a lot of money. Just, if I had to guess, probably you're looking at $3,000 to $4,000.
With a lack of money / visa time, that wasn't going to happen. But the third thing that they did fix, which thank God, is that the windows also didn't work. So the AC and the windows. And luckily now we can use the windows in our van.
So although we can't have nice cold air coming out of the AC, at least we get nice warm air coming in through the windows.
With the van finally back, the next step was to give it a deep clean.
I'm feeling both excited and apprehensive about this whole situation. Oh, that is disgusting. We could have been sleeping on that. Oh, that is rank. Today is a really exciting day because we get to spend our first night in Frank.
So the plan today is to go and stay in the RV for the first time in a campsite about 1 mile away from our Airbnb. We're staying nice and close, so if anything goes wrong, we can come home because we genuinely don't know what to expect, and there is a heat wave in Texas right now.
Yes, so it could get a little bit sweaty. We have a reservation. Just arrived at the RV site. Al's just run in to go check in. This is going to be the first time in the US that Al and I are staying at an RV site on our own in our own camper van. And from what I've seen, there's just so many of these sites everywhere, so it feels like part of the culture. I feel like we're getting involved in part of the culture by doing this.
Americans are so bloody friendly.
Yeah?
And sometimes they're friendly, but it makes you feel a bit sick because it's like fake
real?
friendly.
Yeah. Customer service friendly.
Other times, really nice and puts you in a good mood. Here, good mood.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're here, we're home. This is nice, I'm glad we're in the shade. Because our aircon, our main aircon unit in the back doesn't actually work. It blows out some air, but it's just not very cold air. So I guess this is going to be our first test of the US heat.
Yeah, this could be an absolute nightmare. I can't imagine enjoying being inside.
No.
Or outside.
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
Every now and again with this van, there's definitely some funky smells. When I pull that out, it feels like it disturbed the smell. And I've definitely got a feeling that there's something that had been living and probably isn't living anymore somewhere inside this van. I don't know, but there's an iffy smell.
Thank you.
This is already turning into a storage and not a bed. Hello, still got the tags on.
Oh yeah. I'll chop those off in a bit. Could you help me lift this up so I can have a little sniff under there and see if that's where the stink is coming from? It doesn't smell. Where's the stink coming from? I mean, I guess it's nice that it's not coming from underneath our bed. I always thought it was in here from where we have that dead lizard. It is from in there. It stinks. Yeah, we are gonna have to take that and completely gut it and clean it out and remove any trace of dead lizard we could possibly find.
We've been here for 5 minutes and I am absolutely dripping with sweat. But I've been really excited to try this microwave after I mentioned it in a previous video about how weird I think that there's a microwave in here. But I've come around to the idea, I think it's kind of great. So this is my first chance to even test if it works. I've bought something that's microwavable, or I can eat it if it doesn't work.
So you're really sweaty and you're gonna have some nice spicy burrito in the heat of the day.
So the light comes on, so that's a good sign. Hey! I feel like I'm standing too close to something like this. There's less regulations back then.
Yeah.
Boiling hot, so that's good.
Well, yeah.
So I mean, it did its thing. The best thing about this van that I found is that you can directly, where you can eat, and you know, I've got something spicy here, so I don't even have to leave.
I think it's about time that Al and I went and explored the RV site a little bit. They have 2 swimming pools, plus it's right alongside Canyon Lake. So I guess we have a choice of 3 places to swim today to cool off.
Look, there's a deer behind you as well. I'm definitely enjoying how close that is to the van. Surely they feed him considering how unskittish she seems.
Cornhole. We've heard about this. We need to play at some point.
Cornhole is the worst name ever. It sounds quite vulgar.
I think that just is a demonstration of your mind. Wow, look how blue that water is.
I can't vouch for other RV parks in America because it's the first one I've ever been to. But for like $73 all in, I'm pretty impressed. Like the swimming pool area looks amazing overlooking the lake, but the lake is definitely the center point of the whole place. Although I think this is actually a man-made lake reservoir. It looks natural and it's stunning. Unfortunately, the lake wasn't as relaxing as we were hoping it to be. It was simultaneously the nicest lake water. It was so warm whilst also being the least relaxing swim because of the waves.
Yeah, and
how
very slippery it was.
It was a very gooey bottom, guys. So instead,
bottom.
We've come to a shaded swimming pool here.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and see out the afternoon here instead.
It's a moment of truth. See if it's cold in there. I mean, it's not hot. I'll give it that. It's not cold either. One thing we were a little bit worried about for this day specifically was how hot it was going to be hanging out inside the van during the day, because our air conditioning unit is not fully functional. It blows out cool-ish air, but not cold air. Thankfully though, it does seem to be doing something, and when we switch it off, we really notice the difference between having it and not having it.
It's extremely manageable when it's on, but it's very, very loud, so we have to turn it off. It's been off for about a minute and a half and instantly I'm breaking out into a sweat, otherwise I was fine. But I am glad about actually the space, because this is the first time we've just sat on the sofa together and just hanging out here, and it's really good, especially
so spacious,
because we are not used to this with our small van that we have back in Europe.
This is luxury.
This is very much a luxury, and it is going to be very difficult going back to Europe into our other van. Okay, come back on, please.
When we finally got to the supermarket, we bumped into Eric and Alison, of all people. So they very kindly offered to give us a lift back.
Excuse me, you two. We've got a number of noise complaints. They told us this van was a rockin', and they were too afraid to come a knocking. So
they've sent in the big guns.
Yeah. So we're here to join you.
There are 3 deer watching us right now.
Yeah,
Check it
they're
out.
everywhere here.
That's
awesome.
so adorable.
Look at
Oh my gosh.
it. Looks real.
I feel cool air coming out.
Do I?
So yeah, it's cool but not cold.
No, yeah.
This is much better than I thought it
Yeah.
was going to be.
You're not gonna die in
We
here,
were
at least,
so
right?
happy.
I was fearing for your safety.
It's madness how much space there is for 4 of us.
I know,
This
look,
isn't
we're all...
bad.
It's because it's one of these long sofas. The one that we have in our van is so short you can only have 2 people on it.
Okay, bye, friends. See you
Bye.
later. We'll keep the AC at the house down a little bit tonight in honor of you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Time to celebrate.
To Frank.
And beans. This is such a surreal moment that we are now eating outside of our van. When we came up with the idea that we wanted to buy one here in the US, we didn't know how it would go, if it would be possible, and all things considered, it was pretty easy. And we just have it. It's
I know.
legally ours.
It's like, now what?
I'm legally eating a sausage outside of my very own Frank. How is it?
It's actually pretty darn comfy.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say it's no match for our bed back in the UK in our van there, because we made that all specially done with, we chose the foam, we did all of that. But considering, I'm pretty impressed.
I definitely have been worried about how big this is going to be. Is it going to fit both of us little beans in? Okay, it's passed the first comfort test. Hello, this is quite intimate.
Oh, what do you think?
This isn't bad. I went to sprawl because I'm a sprawler, so my leg goes out and then I'm blocked by Emma.
It's because our Airbnb, we have a king-size bed, and so we're used to it.
I've been spoiled and conditioned. It's pretty comfy, but the only real test is the actual sleep.
Yeah.
When we actually like move around.
Yeah, that's true.
Not like that, you dirty.
It's like a Michael Jackson bird.
Rush at them.
There's nothing normal about this. Stop filming me brushing my teeth.
I've just realised we don't have anything to cover up the front, do we?
I wonder when you were going to notice.
You hate the thought of that usually, so I'm
Yeah.
surprised that you didn't bring it up and
Well,
weren't freaking out.
I do. What I was thinking, I was waiting for you to freak out about it first, so I wouldn't be the that has
Why
to
would I
moan
freak
about
out?
it.
I think it's great that people can see us.
Okay, well we're just going to sleep like this then.
Yeah, I'm into that, just to let you know, by the way.
This is what I had planned to do.
So it's not really that big of a deal at all.
Nope. I just wanted to see you squirt. That looks quite cosy with it all cut off, actually. Bed's a little bit short.
How did you sleep?
Not very well.
Why not?
I just couldn't get comfortable with the temperature. It was either too cold. That's right, the aircon worked too well last night. So I was either too cold, or then I'd turn it off and then I'd start to get too hot.
Yeah, first time I sleep anywhere, hotel, Airbnb,
Exactly.
Campervan, I just wake up 1,000,000 times.
Something that I didn't like was that we didn't test out to see if the whole toilet system works. So I had to traipse to the campsite toilets in the middle of the night when I needed to pee.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
That wasn't so good. And it woke me up quite a bit. So I think that's a priority. We need to figure out what's going on with this toilet. Because if it's usable, it would be nice to be able to use it.
Hey, there's a deer.
Oh yeah. I really hope that this is a sign of what's to come. This is our first morning waking up in the van. And there's animals everywhere.
Okay, they're probably being fed, but if we extrapolate this out into the national parks, we might even have a moose or a bison.
Moose would be so good. Bison would be a dream as well.
What's the plural of moose? Meese?
I want to see some meese, please. Smells kind of skunky out here. At least we've recently been told what skunks smell like. And it smells a bit like this.
Yeah, it does. It's not too strong. When it's strong, it makes you gag.
Yeah, it's like a faint, skunky smell. Okay, we can now confirm that they do feed the deer, and that is probably why there's so many hanging around. We've just come down to the reception to grab a coffee, and the kind lady there just gave us this massive bag.
But we're leaving soon, so we've got to get rid of all of that feed pretty quickly. Oh wow, yeah, they definitely know what's
They know.
Whoa.
Okay, take this bag.
I have images of dropping this bag and then all of these guys coming round.
It's one of theirs that scared it.
Well, that was a nice way to end our first night in the van.
That was lovely. I think overall I couldn't have asked for any more for a first day/night in the van.
Yeah, I'm happy that we survived the first night. I think our main conclusion is that this van is fine in RV sites, but if we want to do wild camping/boondocking, we're going to need to make some adjustments. And after spending a full day at a campsite, I would like to not always spend all my time at RV sites.
This one needs something to do, otherwise his brain goes crazy.
Yeah, I'm quite a restless man, and I don't do the relaxing in one place that well.
But it will be nice to have an RV site as a base and then to go off and do lots of things. That's one thing I do love about this van, is that it's not so big that it's an ordeal to take it off and go off on day trip. I'm also so excited just to make this more of our home, or our holiday home, shall I say, as time goes on.
Especially as it didn't really feel like a home yesterday until we put our own bed sheets and gave it a little bit of a personal touch.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it did feel like one.
Yeah, I felt really cozy as soon as we made the bed setup happen. So I think as things progress with the van, it'll feel more and more like home to us.
For most of the day it felt like I was hanging out in some old person's house.
Well, is that because the decor hasn't changed since the 80s?
Yeah, well, carpet in the bathroom, that just sounds like something that my grandma would do.
I'm pretty sure my grandma does actually have carpet in her bathroom. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our first ever night in Frank. It was wonderful. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for future van content, and also let us know down in the comments below, is this like a typical RV campsite experience? Let us know.
Also, if you have any tips for boondocking, wild camping, and what we could do to make this better in the shortest amount of time possible, because we want to hit the road, then let us know down below. And nothing left to say. We'll see you next time, and beads out!